This article is about Qadesh in the south of Israel. For other uses see Qadesh. Qadesh in classical, also known as Qadesh-Barneaʿ, is a location mentioned in the Hebrew Bible where a number of historical events took place. Qadesh was an important site in Israelite history. It was the chief site of encampment for the Israelites during the wandering in the wilderness of Zin. It was from Qadesh that the Israelite spies were sent out into Canaan. The first failed attempt to take the land was made from Qadesh. Moses disobediently struck the rock that brought forth water at this location. Miriam and Aaron both died and were buried nearby, and Moses sent envoys to the King of Edom from Qadesh, asking for permission to let the Israelites pass through his terrain. The Edomite king denied this request. Qadesh-Barneaʿ is also a key feature in the common biblical formula delineating the southern border of Israel, and thus its identification is key to understanding both the ideal and geopolitically realized borders of ancient Israel. There is a moshav in the Negev desert of modern-day Israel with the name Qadesh-Barneaʿ, also called Nibzine Sinai. Location: Qadesh-Barneaʿ is an oasis south of Canaan, west of Arabah and east of the Brook of Egypt. It is 11 days' march by way of Mount Seir from Horeb. As many as 18 sites have been proposed as the identification of biblical Qadesh. Part of the confusion may arise from the fact that Qadesh is sometimes mentioned in connection with the desert of Paran and at other times in connection with the Zin desert. This discrepancy has been noted since the time of the medieval commentators, leading some to seek a reconciliatory model, while others have proposed two separate sites being identified as Qadesh. A minority of modern scholarship has maintained that there were two sites identified as Qadesh, Western Qadesh and Eastern Qadesh. This view seems to be represented by Josephus and Eusebius of Caesarea. Josephus says he recognizes exactly where Miriam is buried, and it is by the rock. But he refers to the rock while writing for the Romans in the lingua franca at the time, which was Greek, and the word for rock in Greek is Petra. The Nabateans came to Petra in about 400 BC, knowing it to be an ancient burial ground of caves, and buried their dead on top of the graves used 100 years earlier by the Hebrews. However, since 1905, modern Ain el-Qudirat in the Wadi el-Ain of the northern Sinai has been widely accepted as the location of biblical Qadesh-Barneaʿ. Several Iron Age fortresses have been excavated there. The oldest, a small, elliptical structure, dates to the 10th century BC, but was evidently abandoned for some time after the first fort's destruction. A second fort constructed during the 8th century BC was destroyed during the 7th century BC, most likely during Manasseh's reign. Two ostraca engraved in Hebrew have been recovered there, suggesting the Israelites did indeed occupy this site. However, these Qadesh-Barneaʿ ostraca are dated to the 8th or 7th century BCE and therefore are hundreds of years too recent to be associated with the biblical Exodus. Archaeological evidence. Excavations at Qadesh conducted by Dr. Rudolph Cohen during the Israeli occupation of Sinai following the 1967 war uncovered copious remains of the Middle Bronze Age period, which were also found at numerous other sites in the Negev. On the other hand, Late Bronze Age, the conventional time of the Exodus, is unattested in the Negev. In an article in Biblical Archaeology Review of July 1983, Cohen put forward the suggestion that the Exodus took place at the start of MBI and that the MBI people were, in fact, the Israelites. The idea, fully accepted by those who have worked at sites such as Ein HaTzava, has not been widely adopted.